And here we go. Welcome to the grand finals of ESL Open Cup Asia 190. The first of the series of ESL Open Cups. ESL Open Cup EU is in a couple of hours, and America is also in a couple of hours as well. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Neo Humanity, we have our first finalist. We have the South Korean Zerg player representing CranKy Gaming. It is Dark. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player representing Shopify Rebellion, looking for his revenge because, fun fact, this is a rematch of last week's grand finals. Crazy. Representing Shopify Rebellion, it is ByuN. And if you weren't here last week, you missed out. You did miss out. We do have VODs available on Twitch. We do have VODs soon to be available on YouTube as well. But in ESL Open Cup Asia 189, Dark and ByuN faced off in the finals. They did face off in the finals last week as well. And Dark took the finals 3-1. He had a very dominant performance over ByuN last week. It was crazy. Dark back-to-back in ESL Asia and in ESL Americas. Dark beat ByuN and Cure back-to-back in both tournaments. Like, as in he beat ByuN in ESL Asia and Americas, and he beat Cure in ESL Asia and Americas as well. It's crazy. They all faced off, and Dark came out on top of all of them multiple times. As Dark goes for a pool first. We do have a very aggressive opener here from Dark, delaying his hatchery by quite a lot, going for a gas pool opener straight into a hatchery. It's going to be a roach rush from Dark. Again, this is something that you can do on Neo Humanity. The reason for this is because of the very short rush distance by ground. We talk about the defender's advantage on Neo Humanity, and that is applicable, but that's talking about the third base, the fourth base, the fifth base. Like, when we're talking about the mid game, that is when you can have a very, very powerful defense and a very powerful setup in TvZ and in PvZ. But early on, you are going to be a little bit vulnerable, and ByuN himself, oh my god, he's dead. He's just dead. It's over, right? So ByuN, he goes for a Rax Expand. He goes for a third CC before Factory, by the way. Very greedy. No Hellions, no Starport, no Banshee, no nothing. Into 2 more Raxes. This is wild. 3 CC into 3 Rax. Roaches are about to arrive. The Reaper did not scout, by the way. The Reaper dipped in and saw how late the hatchery was, but Roaches are arriving. Bunker is on the way. ByuN now knows that something is wrong, something is up, but he's gonna have 3 Marines to work with. The wall is not a wall. There we go. 3 Marines do come out. Is this gonna be enough? So far, good DPS on one of those Roaches. The surround as well. The boys, they take down 1 Roach. They take down a 2nd Roach as well. Dark, he's running out of steam. He's running out of units. Up. He's down to only 2 more Roaches. The bunker will finish. He gets eyes that the 3rd CC is already done. And ByuN is holding. ByuN did lose a lot of workers. He lost 9 SCVs, but he maintains control of his main base. We have a Marauder on the way. Oh, is going to be losing a depot. And Dark has seen everything. He saw the base. He saw the follow-up. He has all the information he needs. And how is he going to punish it? Well, for now, he's still getting damage done. Again, we can't really push down this ramp into these Ravagers. Reactor falls. Oh, a 2nd depot as well. Again, this has done so much just because of how greedy ByuN has been. Dark, he's taking the forward center base. This tells me that he wants to be aggressive. With this base being taken, you can spread a creep very quickly across the map. As Dark is going to finally back off, and ByuN is going to be able to resume mining and resume SCV production. He is down heavily in workers. But because of the 3rd orbital, because of how fast this is, he can make 3 workers at a time, and he can mule quite heavily. What's he saying? Can we get some translations in the chat? What's he saying? Where's my Google Lens? Show me. What did he say? No. Hold on. Can I translate this? Can I see this? So, according to Google Translate, he said, "I'm still standing." He's like, you didn't knock me down," and Dark just laughed. Beautiful, beautiful. They do banter quite a lot. Another reason why there was a bit of a delay to the start of the finals. ByuN and Dark, they were having a big conversation before the finals. I can do this all day. Whatever you say, ByuN, whatever you say, Papi. As we can see, Dark is going to be cutting workers here at 40. He takes control of that center hatchery. Is getting ready for a massive follow-up push. We do have 3 bunkers in production. Sorry, two bunkers done, 2 more on the way. First bunker will fall. Marauders are putting in a lot of work, but here come the Lings looking for us around. The Lings are coming in from behind. Big bars as well on the Marauders. The other bunkers are finishing, to be fair. Is ByuN? Nah. ByuN is going to be losing them, though. Oh my god, does very quickly dive out of the bunker. Keeps his Marines alive. He's going to hold. ByuN, he can do this all day. Is going to hold on. Was forced, of course, a lot of lost mining time as he forced the SCVs off the mineral line. Loses more depots. Oof. And Biles once again will be connecting. Nice target firing out of ByuN. The boys have to be pulled for a third, fourth time. And ByuN is getting on top of the Ravagers, slowly but surely. Gets another Ravager towards the end, but he loses 15 SCVs, and Dark is not slowing down. He's not stopping at all. He's rallying everything he has across the map. GG gets called, and Dark takes game number 1. Oh, GG. GG, well played. Oh, what's he saying? They're typing to each other. Darky's talking about the 4 bunkers. Darky said 4 bunkers. They take 4 years to kill. I was embarrassed. ByuN is laughing. It's like, it took me 4 years to kill those 4 bunkers, but it did take a while. I was concerned. I was concerned that that ByuN was going to be able to hold. Was concerned. I'm loving the banter between these two. And here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Babylon, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing Dragon KyZ Gaming, leading the series 1-0. It is Dark. Spawning in the bottom right, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player down in this series, but not out, representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. This time going for the low ground, 2 racks. You love to see it. The ByuN opener is upon us. What he is known for. What he lives for. Oh. Let's go. Well done. I'm being inappropriate again. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, we're good. As we do see the 2 racks opener from now, nothing too crazy out of Dark. He's going for a hatch gas pool. So this time a standard opener. Bearing in mind, kind of to put things into context over on Near Humanity, Dark did start off with a gas first. That's why he was able to rush into those roaches and able to gain quite a lot of momentum early on in that game. And punishing ByuN for the greed that he went for. Here, though, I'm curious. I'm curious to see what ByuN's follow-up is going to be. So far, 2 racks into 3 Reapers, as to be expected. Should be going for an expansion behind this. But does it go for a 4 racks? Does it go for 3 racks? Does it go for a 3cc 2-on-1? We have options. There's a lot available here for ByuN. As ByuN is going to be dancing with the Lings across the map. Likewise, Dark's just getting his 3rd base up and running. Should be prioritizing gas production. Interesting. Dark actually pulled out of gas really early on. So he's not going to have link speed anytime soon, which means these Reapers will have quite a bit of map control for quite a long time. Interesting choice here by ByuN. Sorry, by Dark. Dark is being forced back. There we go. Link speed finally on the way. But these Reapers don't really have anything to worry about anytime soon. They're free to just roam between these bases as long as they don't get surrounded. And yeah, ByuN is trading pretty efficiently. Oh my. Okay. As we just see a 3cc 2-on-1 coming out from ByuN. Now, as I say that, ByuN does go for different variations, and it's important to bear that in mind. There are times where he goes for a standard 3cc 2-on-1, which would go into a couple of Hellions, a reactor on the factory, but we have a tech lab on the factory instead, so we have an add-on swap. He is going Banshees. We've talked about this before. Maru does this from time to time as well, not just ByuN. I mean, Maru and ByuN, they go hand in hand. They do, you know, kind of emulate each other quite a lot, as they do practice and kind of theory craft together a lot as well. There's that add-on swap. And the reason why this is so good, or why this can be really good, is that really Banshees are the last thing you expect in this position. Dark, the likelihood of him having spores is really low. It's a very low chance that he's going to have spores ready here for those Banshees, just because you expect this starport to be producing medevacs, getting ready for a bio drop, for a marine drop, when really we're delaying that marine drop in favor of a surprise of Banshees. The surprise factor of Banshees, that's what I should say. So yeah, we'll see how much this gets done. We'll see if it does catch Dark off guard. This is also a safe way to open up against potentially roaches, and as you can imagine, Dark is very fond of roaches, so yeah, this isn't too bad of a choice either. As we now go for an add-on swap, and we should be commencing medevac production as well as tanks. There we go. First 2 medevacs are on the way. Stim about to finish up as well for ByuN. As Dark has just been droning, keeping up with those Reapers. Saturating his 3 bases. Lair is on the way. Baliness as well. Dark isn't cutting any corners. You can do so by delaying this tech, delaying the Lair and going for faster Evo chambers, but Dark is not going to be doing so. There we go. Spores are now on the way. Queens are getting in position. It looks like he's anticipating the Banshees. As ByuN does move out, is baited into a stim really early on. Not ideal here for ByuN. But he has been spotted. We can see the Queens and the Lings are moving over. They're rotating over to try to keep up with the drop. And ByuN is just going to back off. Did heavily supply block Dark. Oh my god, 7 Overlords on the way. Ay, ay, ay. Not a good start for Dark. Banshee is pushed away. It looks like ByuN, he just has his Banshee and his Marines in position to deny a 4th. He's just containing Dark to 3 bases. That's all he's really concerned with. Meanwhile, against the 2-1-1, Dark is going for a Spire. Okay. Dark. Yeah, really bold move from Dark as well to go for a Spire to head towards Muta production. Not something you see too often against mass marine-based army here. But so far, unscouted. If it continues to be unscouted, then he could get quite a lot done with it. We can see Dark still on 3 bases, and even base count with the Terran. ByuN at this moment, I would say, has a better economy. Banshees are finally being pushed away, and finally Dark can expand and take a fourth. But this is a late fourth. And we see ByuN reinforcing with his Marines, with his tanks. Spire is about to finish, but Mutas are not going to help here in the defense. Stark does have a lot of gas banked up. Bailing speed is done. 1-1 on the horizon. There's +1 air attack as well. And here we go. ByuN is pushing on forward. This hatchery is going to be denied. Yeah, there's that cancel. Creep is also being cleaned up. From here, ByuN, it looks like he could try to go into the main. He's going to rotate around with the majority of his army. He's going to be dropping into the main base as well, but the queens are waiting for him. And there we go. 3 queens go down. The Mutas have arrived. They're going to be able to shut down the medevac. But really good positioning out of ByuN, trading as best he can. Eventually the drop will go down. And now the Mutas have been revealed. Back at home, ByuN, he's throwing down turrets. One of the third, the natural, the main. Still being very active with his army. Now these tanks, aren't going to serve him too well. We can see that he's transitioning into Widow Mines, which of course shoot up and down. They're crazy. Much better supportive units against the Lingbane Muta. Meanwhile, ByuN cleaning up a lot of this creep, sending a small force here towards that mineral line as well. At the same time, that one Banshee from earlier gets 5 drone kills. Oh my god. Going ham in the main base. Distracting those Mutas. Now would be a good moment though for ByuN to back off. He cleans up a lot of creep. He gets damage done. He doesn't want to overextend. He does feign. He fakes out backing off. As the Mutas are catching some reinforcements. But who is catching who? As ByuN is still continuing to push over towards the left-hand side. The Mutas are coming into the natural base. There are Widow Mines. Oh. There are mines in position. Hopefully Dark did notice as he heads towards that third base. He'll be getting into the mineral line. But at the same time, ByuN is pushing on in. Oh, the Thor does come out. A lot of big volleys do go off on those Mutas. And ByuN coming in from 2 angles. He hits the 5th and the 4th. The 4th base is going to be going down. The 5th base will be saved. But the Mutas aren't here. The drop goes into the main. The Mutas, they do have to race back home. And this push towards the south is getting out of control. The mine! Ooh, big connection, taking down half of those Banelings. Meanwhile, the drop in the main base is still distracting the Mutas. And as a result, ByuN, he can keep on pushing. He denies +2. There are 10 more Banelings on the way. Oh, we do see a decent surround. And Dark is going to be able to collapse on this army. He cleans up all the tanks. Dark barely does hold on, but he did sustain a lot of losses. Going for a big counterattack. He has maintained his Mutaflock, and he's going to shut down the drop. Up! Up! He's trying to. But yeah, for the most count, for the most part, the Muta count is looking pretty healthy. As the Banelings do not get into those SCVs. They get 8 of them, not too bad. But the majority were saved. ByuN holds, and he still has a lot of momentum going his way. What I mean by that is that the creep is still slowly being spread back out across the map. ByuN has been doing a great job at just maintaining control of this area. And this hatchery as well is still low from earlier. Can be sniped by even a drop. Speaking of, we don't have a drop. We have a drop towards the south, but the main army is pushing in on the right-hand side. Mutas are looking to clean this up. And the drop is going to go down. Nice pick up here by Dark. He now gains access to the main. Oh, and ByuN is out of position. Turrets are going down one after another. Not enough SCVs here to repair, or too many Mutas to try to repair. as as ByuN is focusing on his push. Dark gets a lot of workers. But does he have enough at home to defend? And a good stutter stepping here. Good control overall by ByuN. The meters are being pinned back. Oh, a lot of Lings are rallying into their deaths. A little bit of a miss rally from Dark. Meanwhile, this fourth base is going to go down. It has been broken, and not even by too much. A handful of Marines was all it took. We have that one muter in the main. Muters do come back to deal with the drop, and they will. Oh my god. But ByuN, he already got the base, and Dark is stuck on a 3-base economy. He's just now getting bottom left up and running, but it's too late. It's far too late here. ByuN is snowballing out of control. We got Thors, we got Widowmines. ByuN isn't forced to stay back home, not anymore. And he's going for the killing blow. Again, he was just trading too efficiently earlier, having so much control of the map, being so aggressive. And Dark was having a hard time keeping up. He was having a hard time holding onto his bases. Bailings are rolling in. Decent spread. The Marines survive, and they can deal with the mutas. GG gets called. ByuN will take game number 2. We have a series. We have a series. We are going to game 3. Let's go. Let us go. And yeah, that was honestly a really powerful play out of ByuN. Like, he was able to actually get into his game as well. Get into his draw play. I'll be honest, I'm not too fond of going mutas against a 2-Rax opener. In general, it feels really risky. The reason for that, of course, is just because you're already up against so many Marines. And mutas, they're such a fragile unit. It does feel like we typically see muta play against 3cc 111, which is, of course, more of a Banshee and Hellion-based opener. It takes a little bit longer to get into your drop play, into your bio pushes. That's typically when we see Spire play. So, yeah, again, a bold move from Dark, but a move that didn't quite pay off in the end. The mutas never really got too much done. They were able to shut down some of the drops, but they didn't stop the drops from happening. They just cleaned them up after the damage was done. So, don't think they were quite worth it in the end. Not worth the investment. But now we're getting into our next game, into game number 3. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ancient Cistern, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing CranKy Gaming. It is Dark. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. Dark vs. ByuN. Feels like we're back to 2016 BlizzCon. Feels like we're back to last week. Dark and ByuN, they've been playing a lot. They've been playing a lot recently, which is really cool to see. It's been really cool to see Dark improve against Terran. I do think that for a while, his weakest matchup, I think I would even maybe still say that Dark's weakest matchup is ZVT. But over the past couple of weeks, he's been looking damn good against both ByuN and Cure. And I think a lot of that is just because they play so often. They play so often in KSL, previously in Kung Fu Cups, in ESL Open Cups. It's been really cool to see them face off as often as they do. So it's a treat. It's a treat. They don't face off as often as Dark versus Hero. Like that's like, you know, 3 times a week. But you know, Dark versus ByuN, a close second. Oh, as ByuN is going for another 2-Rax opener, but it is hidden. We have 1 Rax here as a part of the ramp, the other a little bit further back. And to be fair, it was a Rax into CC into... No, sorry. It was a CC first, right? Yeah. My mistake. So CC first into 2-Rax. Okay. As the CC is about to finish. Interesting. And we're not going into Reapers either. We're making Marines. Alright, ByuN. You have my attention. have my... Oh my god. You really have my attention now, as he makes one single Marine go straight into his add-ons, into his reactor and tech lab, and he throws down a third Rax behind this. We may as well throw down a fourth. There it is. We are going for a 4-Rax. So, ByuN did this yesterday. If I'm not mistaken, we were casting ByuN's group in Masters Coliseum. Yep, we were casting ByuN versus Solar, and it was really interesting to see this build from ByuN, a hidden 4-Rax. It actually caught Solar completely off guard, and it killed him. So for those wondering, we're going to be building up an abundance of Marines here, and we're going to hit a very strong timing. Oh, we're going to hit a... We are going to be hitting a very strong timing, but before I get into that, we have a Bane Bust. Okay, never mind. I think ByuN may just die. I think ByuN may... So ByuN didn't SCV scout, he didn't Reaper scout. He has no idea what's happening. He has no idea what's going on, and Dark is going for a massive Bane Bust. I was about to say that this stim timing without a medevac is going to hit like a truck, and it could kill Dark, but ByuN's not going to get into it. He's not going to get into this at all. Without Hellions, without tanks, without Widowmines, without factory production, without a bunker, ByuN with vanilla Marines, he's just going to die. And here we go. The Ling Bane is rolling on in. The boys are being pulled. The Banelings are not being wasted. They're being spent on the wall instead. The wall is going down. We do have a lot of Marines. And we have enough. It looks like we do have enough Marines. The Lings are being cleaned up. Now, ByuN did lose a lot of SCVs. To be fair, we're entering a really interesting situation. It's getting crazy. So, ByuN has to give up his natural. He gives up control of the natural, but he does survive, and he does still have a strong stim timing. Like, this upgrade timing is still going to be a powerful one for ByuN that he can hit. But taking control of the natural is still going to be a difficult thing to do. Here we go, Lings. They do push up the ramp as well. Good target firing out of ByuN, and he's taking down so many Lings. Such an efficient trade for ByuN. Back at home, I'm loving Burrow. I do think that Burrow is a good way to defend. What I expect to be seeing is that Borrowed Banelings on top of this ramp. I expect to see defensive Borrowed Banelings here to deal with this eventual push. Again, Dark did see this. He scouted the additional Raxes, and he obviously sees the Marine count, so he knows that a big push is coming. A massive push is on the horizon. Banelings are on the way. A lot of Banelings even. Again, these slow Banelings typically would never connect with this army. They should never connect, but, you know, put Burrow into play and suddenly we have a different story. As the Marines move out, Lings come in for a counterattack. We have plenty of reinforcements back at home though, and here we go. Banelings are now burrowed at every one of these paths, at every choke point. This is how Dark defends. If it wasn't for these Banelings, by the way, Dark would be in a lot of trouble. This bio push would be devastating. And here it is. Up! Okay, he rotates over towards the right-hand side instead. But there are Banelings waiting here as well. Just a little bit further, Bobby. Just a little bit. Oh, no! Ah! And just like that, ByuN loses his army. He has to run back home. Dark has defended. And he is free to drone. Aye, aye, aye. Again, a really smart play out of Dark. If it wasn't for this Burrow move, then I do believe that this Marine timing would have done a lot of damage, would have denied the third base, and we would be seeing a very different game. A very different game. And ByuN, who's on 2 bases, he's going for a 2-base all-in, by the way. He's doubling down, throwing down a factory and a starport before a third CC. So 2-base all-in from ByuN. Because he only has 2 CCs, he doesn't have a lot of energy for scans. He's muling. He has to mule. Oh, as the Banelings are repositioning. I love it. I love that, like, Dark, he's moving over towards areas that are a little bit less obvious. Obviously, it means it's going to be harder to connect. Oh, we do scan! We do see ByuN. He does hunt down 3 of those Banelings. Here we go. Dark is going to have to reposition those Banelings once again. Queen's rotating on over. Likewise, double drop is coming out. Bailing should be burrowing. There we go. They're so cozy. Just tunneling under the ground. But here we go. We're going to have a double drop on the left-hand side. We're going to have a Marine army here towards the right. This is going to be spotted ahead of time. Dark is getting in position, but he does expose the right-hand side. There we go. Lings do fend off the drop. At the same time, ByuN is getting ready. Scanner's going to clean up a lot of these tumors. Drop goes back into the main. Oh, Queens are waiting for him for the most part. Oh, just barely able to transfuse. Again, ByuN just making sure he has the attention of the entire army. Oh, good focus fire. Oh my god, getting 3 of those Banelings. Every single Baneling goes down. And now we can trade with the Queens. At the same time, here comes that right-hand side. No Banelings are left. Oh. ByuN, he's snowballing out of control. He's getting on top of the drones. He's getting on top of the mineral line. And even with this surround, he trades efficiently, cleans up the Lings, and this is becoming too much. Oh my god. The target firing. Likewise in the main base, even more drones going down. This is an insane amount of damage. And ByuN does expand. He does go for a third. A very delayed third. Because it's so delayed, we can actually go for a tank push. So this push may just kill Dark. Yeah, here we go. ByuN sending everything across the map. Does eclipse Dark and supply. The only way Dark can defend is with borrowed Banelings. If these get juicy connections, never mind. We scan ahead of time. We barely catch those Banelings. And ByuN is going to snowball out of control. Dark going to try to catch some reinforcements. GG! And ByuN takes game number 3. Oh, GG, well played. Oh, that was a really wild game. GG. Initially, it started with a Bane bust from Dark into the 4 racks of ByuN, into borrowed Banelings, and yeah, it was just crazy. It's everything I want out of these two. GG, well played. And here we go. We are going to be looking to conclude this series. Potentially, ByuN is 1 game away from taking the entire series and from getting his revenge in this tournament from last week in ESL Open Cup Asia 189. Or can Dark force the ace match? Here we go. Here we go. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner. 1 game away from becoming this week's champion. Representing Shopify Rebellion, it is ByuN. What are they saying? What? Where's my phone? What happened to my phone? God damn it. Ay. Dark, he said he's so sad. Okay, fair enough. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Zerg player representing CranKy Gaming. It is Dark. I think Dark said he's so sad he has to play. Like, after that loss, maybe? Or maybe the map? I'm not too sure what he's referring to exactly, context-wise, but... smooch. As Dark is going to be going for a hatch gas pool, very standard, very economic opener here from Dark. Meanwhile, ByuN going for the low ground, 2 racks, as to be expected. The tried and true, the ByuN open. Let's go. Oh, never mind. Oh my god, he's an animal. It's a low ground 2 racks with a 3rd racks in the main. This is Mass Reaper. Reapers are going to be sent out across the map. Dark with a standard opener won't have fast link speed, but he should stay in gas. So he does prioritize it, thankfully. Did pull straight into gas as soon as he got it, and he's going to be getting link speed as quickly as he can. But before that happens, it's still going to come down to the control to the micro of ByuN. And Dark doesn't know. He sees the initial 2 racks, which looks normal. It looks standard as it should. But he has to keep an eye on how many Reapers come out. So far we have 1. We're about to have 2 more, which is normal. But any more than 3, and that should ring alarm bells for Dark. Because Dark is going for his 3rd. On time, on location. First Reaper does arrive. And already going to be causing a little bit of chaos here in the natural base. Drone almost goes down. Lings are going to be keeping up as one ling does fall. Oh my god! Oof, as we almost get a surround on that Reaper. That should not be happening. ByuN almost gets caught out, but it does keep that Reaper alive. As here we go, we do have another Overlord dipping in towards that main, and does get eyes on another Reaper. Now Dark knows. Dark is now fully aware of what is going on. Of course, he also sees the additional Reapers here on the low ground. And he is getting ready. Amassing Queens, link speed in production. This hatchery is going to be cancelled. Again, this is the power of the 3 racks, is that you do cancel the 3rd. And you do contain the Zerg player to 2 bases. Meanwhile, Dark is amassing nothing but lings. And here we go, he's going for the surround. Hoping to maybe catch ByuN off guard with his link speed timing. It looks like 1 Reaper will go down. Oh, so will a 2nd. Dark even waiting on the high ground here for those Reapers. Oh. Yeah, we do manage to get us around. Not enough lings on the high ground, though, so ByuN is going to be able to trade a little bit more efficiently. Does get as much out of these Reapers as he can. And as ByuN gets cleaned up, what do we have to work with? Okay. So that was 7 Reapers for 14 lings. I would say a good trade for Dark, but he has been contained to 2 bases. And that was never the initial plan. It wasn't that he was contained to 2, it was that he was forced to cancel his 3rd. So he is in a bit of trouble. Does go for a big counterattack. Smart by ByuN to get Stim on in his main base. Not here outside the ramp, outside the wall. As the add-ons are going to be denied. Again, good pickups here by Dark. All in all, I do think that we're in a pretty even situation. Where Dark is down a base, ByuN lost his map control, as production has been interrupted as well. Behind this is going into a straight up 2-1-1. Ooh, a very aggressive, oh sorry, a 3-1-1 technically. Very aggressive follow-up here by ByuN. He's delaying his 3rd once again. Just like the last game. Very delayed 3rd base. Beginnings of a 2-base all-in. So ByuN is going to be hyper aggressive. He's going to be going for an add-on swap and should be getting into medevac production. Unless he goes, okay. I was like, unless he goes for the Maru variation, where he goes for a reactor on the factory and goes for a Widowmine drop first. Meanwhile, Dark is playing this out very safely. He goes straight into a lair. This should be for a bathing nest and bathing speed. Overlord goes in, and the Overlord gets a crucial scout, confirming the lack of CC as well as the prioritization of the starport. So Dark knows that he has to be ready for the drop play. He has to be ready for the eventual push of ByuN. Queens are going to be rotating on over. And so far, Dark is looking pretty solid back at home. As long as he doesn't get caught out of position, he should be able to deflect this initial push. And also, as we can see, ByuN isn't going for an all-in. He's just going for a delayed 3rd. So Dark should be feeling pretty comfortable. He's fully saturated on 3 bases. Baneling Nest is about to finish. Oh, he's going straight into a Spire. I was curious as to what all these gases were. He took his gases here at his 3rd, and with all 6 gases being taken, it is going to be for mutas. Again, mutas are a great way to gain that map control. Marines do dive into the main base. They deny a lot of mining time. They don't quite get any workers. They get a gas geyser. And yeah, they're just trying to get whatever they can. It looks like they do get a queen. Not too bad. They get a queen, they get a gas geyser, and deny mining time. But what's important is that they don't get into the natural and they don't scout the tech. ByuN is in the dark, but he's throwing down 2 more ranks as he's still playing very bio heavy. As he takes his 3rd. Now, as opposed to the previous time we saw Dark go mutas when it was on Babylon, if I recall. The last time Dark went mutas on Babylon, ByuN had a lot more momentum in the early game. I would say that this game he is a little bit behind. A big reason for me saying that is just because of how late this 3rd is. So economically, ByuN is having a hard time keeping up. Because of that, he has less of a map presence. We can see his creep being spread all across the map. And despite the best efforts of ByuN, Dark isn't really being slowed down too much. He's free to take a 4th, and with the arrival of these mutas, he will be the one with map control. So again, this is a very different start to the game and a very different scenario compared to Babylon. Even though Dark is still going mutas, I would say that he's just in a better position this time and will be more successful with it. As I say that, ByuN is moving out. ByuN is pushing out with his bio tank. Oh, we just see a big lane counterattack. Nothing at home to defend. Boys are forced off the mineral line. And ByuN doesn't turn around. His reinforcements will do with the Lings, and he continues with his push. He's got a lot of work to do. He has a lot of tumors to clean up. My god. It's a lot of creep. Here's a lot of creep. The mutas, they avoid the main army as well. They dive across the map. They're getting on top of the Marines. And with the death of these Marines, he can go for the tank. He can go for the mineral line as well. Across the map, ByuN is very committed. He has to end the game. He has to do critical damage with this push. But there are Banelings. Oh my god, the spread. ByuN. The spread was insane. He deals with the Banelings. He breaks this base. The Queens and the Ling reinforcements should be enough, though. I don't think he can snowball out of control. Yeah, ByuN just doesn't have enough. As I say that, the hatchery is getting pretty low. Once again, really good target firing on that last Baneling. Oh, but the medevacs are being focused down, and ByuN will not have a way to escape. He is being cornered. Oh my god, the target firing on the mutas. Jesus. He gets 3, 4, 5? 5 of the mutas. 7 in total go down. 6, 7. Oh my, he snipes every muta. Jesus. ByuN, calm down. That was actually really smooth. He wasn't just sniping the Banelings, of course, but every single muta was focused down as well by ByuN. Expensive losses for Dark. 100 gas for each one. He's replacing them, but I'm sure he would have liked for this muta count to snowball out of control. So big losses from both players. We can see ByuN regains control of his 3rd base. Likewise, Dark is taking his 4th. But yeah, after that attack, it's not as clear cut here. Not anymore. I just was not expecting ByuN's push to get as much damage as it did. Get as much value as it did. Meanwhile, ByuN going for a drop across the map. Up. Drop is going to get punished though. It gets no damage. It's a pretty big loss there for ByuN, as even the medevac will be hunted down. ByuN following it up with a big push, but alas, it's going to be weaker than it otherwise should have been. One of the mines goes down. Looks like there was a big Baneling run by across the map. And Dark is going to shut down this push. I don't think he'll be able to chase this all the way back just because of these Widow mines. But regardless, ByuN is hurting. He's got a 4th CC on the way. He's cleaning up a lot of this creep. But he needs something to go his way. It's just because of all the creep and because of the mutas, like ByuN, he just can't really get into his drop play the way that he usually does. Another Bailey run by. No. 7 more workers go down. ByuN barely has any to begin with. Mutas, they dip into the natural. Gonna be camping the production. It all comes down to this. Good trade so far by ByuN. The Bailings go down. The Lings don't trade well. ByuN is gonna deny this base. Oh, meanwhile, the mutas are just, yeah, they're forcing ByuN all in. He has to end the game with this army. Hot pickup. Oh my god, the medevac! Medevac does get focused down, but this hatchery will fall alongside the queens. But another medevac, and we are running out of energy. Oh, every stim is going to hurt that much more. Meanwhile, the mutas, they get a kill on that CC. We could probably use the mutas back home. But ByuN is backing off? It's crazy. Okay, go, okay. What are we returning to? There's nothing back home. His 4th is going to have to be his 3rd. But yeah, it looks like he's consolidating his forces. And at least he is able to regain control of his 3rd base. At least Dark doesn't have an amazing economy, but he does have this center hatchery. So he's able to preserve his workers, just rotates around. And the problem is that if ByuN wants to push on the left-hand side, look at how much creep there is. Like, he has so much creep that he has to work through. As it's continuing to be spread. Dark, he has so much time to react and respond. Drop into the main, gets denied. Oh. And we do have a good spread from ByuN, don't get me wrong, but it's still just a numbers game. He's bleeding out too much. Lost the drop earlier, losing some reinforcements. Let's get into Thor production. ByuN, he's, yeah, at this point, I don't know if his army composition can really even turtle. He's just doing everything he can to try to force Dark back. Now, there is a world where if he lands like some juicy Widowmine shots, then he can take a fight. Don't get me wrong. You know, Widowmines, they can do well. They can make up for a supply deficit. But Dark is aware of that, so he's stopped muta production. He's going into Hydras instead. Here we go, Dark wants to collapse on this army. Bailings are rolling on in. The spread is looking okay from ByuN. It's looking pretty good, actually. He does take a fight. He's going to be pushing up the ramp. Going to be looking to punish and try to threaten this base. Up. This time, though, better connections from Dark. The Bailings, they do connect with those Marines, and it looks like Dark has an overwhelming army. And Dark is looking to take us to the ace match. GG gets called. We have a game 5. GG, well played. We are going all the way to game number 5. Really? The only way it could end, the only way it should end, with the ace match. And game 5 will be taking place on Gresswan. Here we go. It all ends here. All does end here. With one final game, one final match to end the tournament. Not to end the broadcast. I mean, the stream will turn off, but it'll turn back on again, just so we can reset the delay for our next tournament. But before we get into that, we still have the finale, the climax of this. Of ESL Open Cup Asia, 190. So many weeklies, so many tournaments. Give us 190 more. And here we go, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Gressfarm. We have the South Korean Terran player representing Shopify Rebellion being forced into the ace match. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Zerg player representing CranKy Gaming, TvZ. It is Dark. Clawing his way back into this, fighting back oh so hard. And we have made it to the ace match, to the final game of this best of 5. ByuN once again going for the low ground 2 racks. As a reminder, last game he went for a 3 racks opener for all those Reapers. Alas, did not work out in the end. Did end up losing map control, lost his add-ons, and things snowballed a little bit out of control with that. As we'll see what ByuN has in store for us this time. Again, he has a lot of different variations, a lot of... Oh, never mind. I mean, he does have a lot of different adaptations to the 2 racks opener, to the ByuN opener, but this time he's going for a 3rd racks in the main, which means once again, Mass Reaper. Now, to be fair, this is a better map for it. The reason for that is because you do have a Reaper Cliff here at the natural that you can abuse. You also have the Reaper Cliff here outside the natural as well, in the center of the map, that you can also use here to avoid any surrounds. A lot of cliffs, a lot of areas to take advantage of. And ByuN, he likes it, Bob. He likes it. Meanwhile, was a hatch gas pool opener here from Dark. Did prioritize gas mining, and he's going straight into link speed. This time he's not going to be delaying that. Not like last time. And the 3rd is soon to be on the way. Now, if you look at the Overlord pathing here of Dark, he was actually looking for proxies. He was checking with both Overlord for proxy racks, which means he'll have a delayed scout here of the 3 racks of the Mass Reaper. Here we go. ByuN is going to be dancing with these lings. Good grenade so far. Let's get a couple of those lings. Meanwhile, Dark with this Overlord here towards the south. He should not. He barely doesn't see the additional Reapers. But I think... No, yeah, he didn't see it in the center either. Regardless, we still have more lings on the way. And the 4th Reaper is about to reveal itself. As Dark finally realizes what's going on. You could see that Dark was sending his queens to defend this 3rd, but as soon as he saw that there was a 3rd racks, he pulled the queens back, and he's, of course, getting ready to cancel. As he's going to be canceling that hatchery. Meanwhile, link speed is now kicking in. We have a lot of links to work with. We have 16 more links in production. ByuN has to respect this, otherwise we're going to see a repeat of the last game. Has to be very careful not to get surrounded. It's going to be a very delicate dance here between the lings and the Reapers. Again, link speed has been revealed. You can see ByuN is getting ready to pull back to that Reaper Cliff. As Dark is bypassing the Reapers and going across the map. Now, this time, because of the spawn location, ByuN does keep his add-ons hidden, or he keeps them safe behind the wall. Reapers are making their way across the map, but Dark is looking to intercept. Oh! Yeah, he is in position. The Reapers have no way out, no way home. We do have a full surround. A very crucial catch here for Dark. Yeah, as he takes down every single Reaper. Oh. Ideally, ByuN would have kept them alive and made use of them when it came to the follow-up push, but now he is just relinquishing map control entirely. A great catch for Dark. And ByuN, this time, delaying his factory, delaying his starport, faster 3rd. So this time, a less aggressive follow-up, a much more macro-oriented follow-up. Which I appreciate. I appreciate that he's transitioning in a different manner, in a different way. I do think this is better overall. Ooh. So the game is going to be settling down. Dark, because of the delayed 3rd, is double expanding, which makes a lot of sense. He's going to be taking his 3rd and his 4th base as well. Getting into gas production. And Dark is still not fully aware of how economic or how aggressive ByuN is being. Just going to try and prepare for everything. Oh, okay. Some greedy play coming out from Dark. So Dark is going to be delaying his lair. He's going to be delaying his lair. He's going for a faster 1-1, faster upgrades. Is a very greedy response and a very apt response. As he does check with his overlord, he doesn't see the third CC, but he does see the factory and starport and how late they are, and that is enough of a tell. Darky pieces it together. That's why he goes for faster upgrades, because he knows that ByuN isn't going to be aggressive or anywhere near as aggressive. He knows that ByuN is being more greedy and economic, so Dark is going to meet that here by cutting corners and rushing out his upgrades. This is typically a very risky thing to do, because it means you have delayed bathing speed, and it means that this bio push is going to be that much more terrifying. But because this push is delayed, it means that Dark has more time to drone to muster up a larger force of Lings and ideally defend. So yeah, great scout from Dark, and again he was able to piece together what was going on. And from here he's just going to be saturating his bases. Now working on his lair, now working on the bathing nest. And eventually towards bathing speed. Oh. From here, ByuN is gonna be trying to be aggressive, trying to be assertive, but Dark has more than enough. Like, that's a lot of Lings. He has so many Lings available here to surround to deal with this army. And ByuN, he's not going to tango with that. Does threaten to drop. Does threaten to drop into the main. As Dark does shut this down. And he's going to be going into Hydras. Again, I appreciate that we're not getting into mutas this time, especially against such a marine-heavy composition. No mutas. Lingbane Hydra will be our army of choice. Meanwhile, ByuN just getting set up on 5 Raxes. He's getting ready for 2-2. And we have a 4th CC on the way. So again, very much so looking for a later game. Looking for a longer game. ByuN is going to be pushing out through the center of the map, cleaning up a lot of this creep. We have a couple of Widow Mines sprinkled in as well. Bathing speed still isn't done. Uh-oh. Dark is looking to be in a little bit of trouble. He still has a large force, don't get me wrong. But pushing into this is going to be a difficult thing to do. He's going to have to try to set up a surround if possible. He's waiting 10 more seconds. He goes for it. Up! Oh, Widow Mine shots will not connect. And Dark will clean up that army. Or does force to pick up. He's through the worst of it. Now he has bathing speed. Hydras are on the way for anti-air. ByuN is getting ready here for his second push, but this time, again, Dark is going to have an easier time engaging. Oh! Really good target firing. Once again, taking down every Baneling. Very nicely done from ByuN. It's crazy. The way he's able to just focus on every one of those Banelings doesn't allow them close to his army. And even though Dark has a decent economy and a decent base count, he doesn't have map control. He's kind of being forced back, being contained here by the armies of ByuN. ByuN is rotating around, trying to catch Dark unawares. And Dark doesn't quite have vision of where the army is or where it's going to come from. And yeah, from here we can see ByuN rotating around as well. Not the best mine shots have been going off yet. Not yet. Let's here we go. The Lingbane is going to collapse on this army. Not too many Banelings, but the friendly fire. Oh my god! Oh my god! The Widow Mine's working against ByuN. They've been paid off by Dark. As fun fact, the Widowmines actually did more damage than the Bailings in that fight. As ByuN is forced back. Dark is just regaining control of his side of the map. We have Lunkers on the way. Let's go, Bobby. Let's go. They are on the horizon. Before that happens, though, ByuN, he can still pull apart his opponent. He can still try to pull apart Dark. As long as the Widowmines work for him, he should be okay. Decent mine shots. A good starter stepping back off of creep as well. Again, ByuN, he does still bleed out a lot of his army. Oh no, the Widowmines! Oh, once again, even connecting with some of the Medivacs as well. Dark is able to shut that down. Drop goes into the main, but likewise, it's also going to get cleaned up. Not enough here to really get too much done. And Dark has survived. He survived long enough to get into the Lurker Den. Lurker Den is done. Hive is done. We have Adrenal, Adaptive Talons. Hive tech upgrades are on the way. And clearly we can see that ByuN, he enjoys being an aggressive player. He enjoys pushing and really gaining momentum that way. But Lurkers, they just say no to that. They just say no. And as I say that, I'm getting ahead of myself because ByuN has stopped pushing. After that initial cleanup, it looks like he's recognized that we're going for a longer game. We're cutting the map in half. We got a planetary on the way in the center base. We have our 4th up and running as well as an orbital. Bit of a greedy move here by ByuN. But here we go. We have 2 CCs done, 2 more on the way, 4 in total. We should be seeing some sensor towers, and there we go. Sensor towers are being thrown down as well, and ByuN is cutting the map in half. He's slowing things down. Now, ByuN doesn't have the best defensive position. The reality is that ByuN, he only has 2 tanks. One here at the planetary, one in between the bases. So he is a little bit vulnerable to the maxed out army of Dark. Oof, oh my god. Oh, not again! 2 massive mine shots. A large chunk of those lings do go down, and that is going to slow down Dark. That's giving ByuN the time that he needs. We got more ghosts on the way. We have more tanks as well. Nidus into the natural is spotted by ByuN. Ling run by, going to try to get some damage done as well. The Bailings, they do roll in. Up! 11 workers go down. Not too bad. Nidus does get cleaned up. Another Nidus into the main. As the Lurkers push in towards the 3rd base, Dark just pulling ByuN apart left and right. Once again, another big mine shot. Abductions on the Ghost. Not too sure how I feel about that, but abductions nonetheless. Value nonetheless. Some big snipes are going to be going off on these Lurkers. Oof. Dark is going to be losing a lot. He did get 30 SCVs though. Could be worth it in the end. As ByuN is still up to 74 workers. And right now, Dark is doing everything he can to try to stop ByuN from maxing out, from turtling up. He's doing well for himself. I love this repositioning of the tank. Sorry, of the Lurker getting on top of the tank. Scan does nothing. We have reinforcements coming in. Likewise, Bailings roll into the 3rd, take down 10 workers. An ambitious move from Dark, trying to take control of the center base as well, is going to be pushed back. Loses a lot of Lurkers. But as Dark is just trying to be chaotic, as he's trying to go for all these counterattacks, we do have a Nidus into the main, which is spotted. And is denied. And now I'm concerned. This is when Dark needs to chill a little bit. He's been throwing away a lot. He's been throwing away a lot of Ling Bane, a lot of lurkers. He's been getting some damage, yes, but this, for example, here, he doesn't get any SCVs, doesn't get any ghosts. I think he got one ghost, so we heard the scream. But Dark has to transition out into a more efficient army. For right now, he's refusing to. He's staying on Ling Bane Hydra. This can be an okay composition in the late game. As you can imagine, this is an army that needs to trade. Like, for this to be worth it, Dark needs to roll in and kill bases. Kill mineral lines, kill bases, kill planetaries. He needs to trade. If he doesn't, and if his attacks become a little bit too wasteful, then ByuN will pull ahead. Here we go, one of the lurkers is going to be going down. We have the Ling Bane rolling in towards that planetary. Big blinding cloud on the tank. On the tanks even. Is it going to be enough? It looks like, oh, it is enough to break the base. Planetary does go down. That was a lot of Ling Bane that was used up. We can see, though, that ByuN isn't going to be going for a counterattack. He's still working on Blue Flame, on... God, what's that upgrade called? Smart servers? That's it. Smart servers. I remember. Ghosts. Basically, Mech Ghost is what we should be working on. Tank Ghost, even. Eventually, Thors, once Broodlords hit the field. Which will happen eventually. The game goes on long enough. Dark gonna be morphing in a couple of lurkers. Interesting choice by Dark. It's gonna be difficult for the lurkers are gonna be worth it if they can get into the Nidus. If the Nidus gets up and running, then if the lurkers get into the main, that could be a game-winning move. Outside of that, though, we'll see. Lurkers attempting to harass Hero towards the right. At the same time, a massive Ling run by here towards that third base. Banelings, they do get into the mineral line. Lings are going to be trying to zone away the ghosts. Not a bad trade here. We do get 16 SCVs and the lurkers, they get the hell out of there. Okay, didn't trade amazingly against the army, but it reset. I want to say 3 tanks went down alongside the mineral line. Didn't get the base, though. As ByuN is attempting to expand here towards the north. And Dark is just remaxing and rebuilding. Staying on Ling Bane Hydra Lurker for now. And that most recent attack, it wasn't too bad for Dark. It was pretty good. It's actually pretty good. Getting all those workers. We'll see if he can do it again. Oh, his Lings are rolling on in. They're looking for a surround on these ghosts. On the babies. Do take down a lot of those ghosts. Every single one even. And once, oh my god, once again, juicy connections. ByuN losing too much too quickly. What was that, 10 ghosts in total? ByuN is down to 7. But those were expensive losses, critical losses for ByuN. So Lurker counterattack is going to be denying a mining here at the third. Nidus does get into the main base, but we have a scan for it. Despite that. And the lurkers are going to be hunted down eventually. It's going to be close. Up. Meanwhile, on the front lines, another Ling counterattack. Again, Dark trying to break ByuN right now. Trying to pull him apart, and it was kind of working. ByuN, he does plummet in supply. He's down to 63 workers. Doesn't have that base mining yet. But now we can see ByuN focus his attention here at these northern bases, the bases that matter. Again, just sticking with a Ling Bane Hydra army. There's not that much on the ground for ByuN. He's still struggling to remax. I do think that there is an opportunity here for Dark. Here we go. He's going to go for some Lurker counterattack with some run buys. Bottle buys even. One Lurker's going to go down immediately. The other is going to get sniped. Oh. We'll eventually get sniped. There we go. Oh, Infestors are coming in as well. Oh, God! But there was detection. Infestors do go down. And ByuN has been able to rebuild his ghosts. More tanks on the way. Turrets, CCs, planetaries. Yeah, this is, I mean, Dark is having a hard time breaking or killing ByuN before he can really get underway. ByuN is holding. He's recovering. After a really chaotic moment earlier, he has been able to remax. Linked here for a big counterattack. There is no detection, but yo, oh my god, they just annihilate that base. They cracked, Poppy. Jesus. Is there no Neo... Oh, no, there is. There is Neo Steel Frame. Despite that. Really well done by Dark. I like how we have all these orbitals, but we're still just rebuilding a new base here on location. God damn it. Here we go. Once again, the Infestor is going to be going down, not able to fungal. You see Dark coming in from both angles. He gets some connections, don't get me wrong, but ByuN now has that northern base up and running. Things do go for a big counterattack. They're getting on top of the tanks. A much more efficient trade this time from Dark. Does get, I believe, a kill on that CC. Really nicely done. As ByuN is desperately trying to get another base up and running. He's trying, Poppy. He's trying. Meanwhile, Dark, he can just remax on pure Ling, and with those Lings, you may not think they can get too much done, but no, they do head between the bases. Getting a lot of these ghosts. Getting a lot of the tanks. Big EMPs on those Infestors. Cute neural, but not gonna quite pay off. As Dark is continuing to try to pull apart his opponent. ByuN is doing it. He's slowly remaxing. Even going for some drop play, you love to see it. Hasn't been too aggressive at all for a while. Looks like he's waiting for that base to be saturated before he goes in. And this is where I'm still concerned for Dark. I mentioned earlier that Lingbane Hydra Lurker, it's an army that's designed to trade, and we have been trading, but as we do get a lot of ghosts, never mind. As long as we're able to get some high-value targets like that, then it's okay. But again, this is still a very expensive army, so even though Dark has the rest of the map, even though technically he has better mining and he has more bases, he doesn't really have a bank to show that, just because he's been losing so many Lurkers and so many Hydras and so many gas-intensive units. Here we go, the Lurkers, they do come on in. Another base is going to fall. Not really an important base for ByuN, to be fair. As Anitis goes down, Dark coming in from behind, gets another tank. Oh, and he'll just barely get another here at that 5th. God, but you can see that Dark is now out of gas. He has taken most gas geysers, hasn't saturated. Actually, no, never mind. There are 2 fresh gases here towards the south, and even here on the right-hand side. So Dark may have to prioritize that. But at the moment, he just doesn't have a gas bank. Neither does ByuN. But ByuN is taking another base. More bases are on the way. And yeah, ByuN has just been trading more efficiently over the course of this game. I'm pretty sure he has. Yeah. Jesus. Despite losing a good chunk of those ghosts, he's killed. Oh my god! Over 1,000 lings have died this game. Over 1,000. My god. Now, minerals aren't the most important, you know, resource, to be fair. Like, to lose that many lings. As long as we're trading minerals for gas, it's okay. Speaking of, here we go. Lings coming in once again. Good surround. Oh my god, what was that? 5 ghosts go down. ByuN being a little bit too wasteful. The planetary falls as well. At the same time, a big link counterattack takes down some of these tanks, bust into the natural base. Oof. ByuN having a really rough moment here. Lamet's in the supply. Loses his fresh mining base, loses a bunch of tanks and ghosts. And Dark could now go for the killing blow. There's honestly not too much here. If he wanted to, I do feel like he could rotate over towards that natural. Meanwhile, the northern base is being retaken, not as a planetary, but as an orbital. Ugh. Posture check. Just I was very aware that I was suddenly slouching. Be careful, Bobby, be careful. As here we go, Dark coming in from multiple angles. We do have a decent tank spread, but not enough Hellbats to support, not enough ghosts either. Once again, this base is going to be given up, and even though Dark doesn't have enough to break ByuN here and now, especially with all these ghosts coming in to reinforce, like Dark, he's trading well enough. That's all he has to do. Takes down 25 workers, another base. That's the thing about this game, is that quite often here we've been seeing Dark do like borderline critical damage, but he doesn't have enough to kill ByuN, and he hasn't for a long time. And because that, ByuN has been able to slowly survive, barely recover, and then he gets knocked down again and again and again. It just keeps happening. ByuN is down to 32 workers. He barely has a standing army here towards the north, and I do appreciate that the Dark is rotating here towards the south instead. I do think that this natural base location is very vulnerable, that we have one tank covering this entire area, and if we bust into the main, then we can just end the game then and there. And here we go, we have a Doom Drop going into the main base. I think we can make a stronger stance. Nidus will finish behind the main line. We can also Nidus into the main as well. Can do so. As here we go, Dark is going to be collapsing on this position, pushing into all these tanks. Uh-oh. Don't think this is the best move here from Dark. Yes, he's going to be losing his lurkers and his hydras. A big loss for Dark, but it may be worth it because his links get into the main base and they are wreaking havoc. Going for the Ghost Academy. I would have liked to have seen a Nidus behind this as well, just so we can send in lurkers and hydras, but as a result, ByuN will eventually clean this up. And yeah, slowly over time, it's becoming too much, man. It's becoming too much. ByuN can't survive, not like this. Ling's still in the main base, taking down more of these depots. And Dark with Ling Bane, Hydra, Lurker, Viper has been able to do it. Has been able to break ByuN. It wasn't easy. Again, constant trades, constant, even difficult engagements. Here we go. We do go for the neural here on the tank. The Ling Bane comes in from behind, from the front, a full surround. And it looks like finally Dark has enough to break the main army. Oh, I spoke too soon. The ghost survived. Gets 12 workers, resets the tank count once again, gets all the Hellbats. Lings are still in the main, by the way. They were just dropped in with a Lurker. And back-to-back. Dark is looking to be back-to-back ESL Open Cup Asia champions. He was last week's champion, and he's looking to do it again this week. As I say that, we do see ByuN counter-attacking. He is posing a threat here to Dark. But the jump is being cleaned up, and Dark holds. He does barely hold on. He is running out of money, to be fair. I just realized that Dark doesn't have an amazing bank right now. Is this gonna keep going? It's possible, Bappy. It's possible. Oh. Only one more. Uno más, Papi. Uno más. Let's go. Thank you so much, Steelwood, for the resubscribing for 57 months in a row. It's been so long, Papi. It's been so long. Thank you. Thank you. Do appreciate the support. Always appreciate the support. Oh, as we are going to be yoinking in some of the last remaining ghosts. Big fungal on the Metamax. It looks like Dark doesn't have enough to really contest against this army, though, so he's going to have to respect it. Going to have to back off. This is still really close, unironically. Even though Dark has the map, he's out of money. He is straight up running out of money. He has one base that he's mining from here. Likewise, so does ByuN. So even though the worker counts are heavily in favor of Dark, ByuN has an equivalent economy to Dark right now. And he's like rebuilding his army at a similar rate to Dark as a result. And again, Dark just doesn't have the most efficient forces to work with. He has to rely on his bank. He has to rely on remaxing and rebuilding. This is still a close one. Oh. Looking at the units tab here. We may be better off looking at this instead, to be honest. We got 6 ghosts, we got 3 tanks, 1 liberator. Doesn't sound like a lot. But likewise, Dark doesn't have a lot either. He's got 10 lurkers. I don't think lurkers are the best unit right now, I'll be honest. I think straight up Ling Bane Hydra would be a little bit better here, but we'll see. 1 lurker barely doesn't go down. Long distance mining as best we can. Oh, Fungal is going to miss, but we do manage to actually siege against his opponent. Oh my god. We can kind of chain neural here. We're just getting another yoink, another big Fungal on the main army. As the Liberator is going to get sniped. Oh my god. Speaking of, good snipes coming in from ByuN as well. As ByuN is, as we're running out of resources, we're running out of minerals completely. Dark close to maxing out though, big snipes, but even bigger Fungals. As we abduct and we yoink the last tank. This is going down to the last units. We have 1 tank left, and it looks like ByuN is giving up on this position. Where's that 1 tank? It's back at home. CC is gonna evacuate. We're gonna be long distance mining as well, just like Dark. Oh, the long distance. We are actually going to be running out of mineral patches on the map. But I think the game is going to end before that happens. Like, I don't see these mineral patches running out anytime soon. If anyone's going to mine the space, it's going to be Dark. As he's edging his way closer. God, that's a lot of ghosts. 14 ghosts. Can pure ghosts win this game? It's possible. If they avoid the fungal, then they can. If they get fungal, then it's over. As both players are mining from this base. Where ByuN's workers are being bullied away. More tanks are arriving. Do we have any Vipers? We do not. We do not have any Vipers that were sniped earlier. Decent fungal. Better snipes. Here we go. We do see Dark just rallying here towards the north. Oh, once again, big snipes. This is what I was worried about when investing so heavily into these lurkers. That they're just kind of free pickoffs here for ByuN. Looks like we are just waiting a little bit longer here. 4 more infestors. 5 infestors in production. Oh. A couple of Hydras are gonna get picked off for free for those snipes. You gotta be careful, Pop. You gotta be careful. ByuN is fighting back here for this space. Another big snipe on infestors. Oh my god, 2 infestors and a lurker going down. But here we go. Darky's had it up. He's collapsing on this army. He wants to end it all here and now. He gets on top of the tanks. Big snipes are going off. Big EMP as well. But we still have enough energy for even more fungals. Oh no. God, ByuN has been trading so incredibly efficiently. Another 2 lurkers. Yeah, I worry that Dark isn't really investing his resources in the best units right now. I am concerned. As he's making more infestors. I know NG-based units are king, but against ghosts, they like them, Bobby. They like the infestor. They like the viper.
Assimilation successful.
Oh! The Nero! Running out of body. We're all running out. But here we go. With these 15 Bailings, we should be able to look for a fungal and try to collapse on this army. That's what Dark is going for. Here we go. With the Bailings being done, we're looking for a fight. Okay, yeah, a couple of reductions. Bailings, they roll in. Good spread coming in from ByuN. Oh, he does clean up all the Bailings. Is there a world? We still have 7 ghosts. Is there a world? Can ByuN just snipe everything? Oh god, not like this. The chain fuggles! He's going for it! GG! GG gets called, and Dark finally does it after 40 minutes. After ByuN was fighting for his life with like 3 mineral patches. GG, well played. Congratulations, ByuN. Sorry, Dark is going to be this week's ESL Open Cup Asia champion. They were killing me. GG, well played. Went down to the wire towards the end there. Of course, for a big portion of that game, Dark did have the advantage. He was running out of money, which was concerning me. Was concerning, and ByuN was getting a lot of value out of his ghost. Definitely, don't get me wrong. But alas, just did not have enough to work with. Did run out of steam. Congratulations. Congratulations to Dark. My condolences to ByuN. My condolences. Oh, as we have now concluded our tournament, and we got some matches to catch up on. Got a lot of matches to catch up on. Oh, let's go. Un momento. Just updating the admins on what happened. GG, well played. And yeah, with that, again, congratulations to Dark for becoming this week's champion back-to-back. He also defeated ByuN in the finals of the previous ESL Open Cup Asia as well, so a very powerful performance from our South Korean Zerg player. And we are not done. We are not done here whatsoever. We have another broadcast ahead of us. We have another broadcast throughout the last couple of matches, I think from the quarterfinals onwards. Masters Coliseum did commence, and a lot of matches have been going on. A lot of really good games have been being played out, and I'm going to be catching the tail end of it. Currently, Hero versus Firefly is going on. After that, Creator versus Rainer. Oh, in a juicy matchup. And then Firefly versus Clem. So we are going to be wrapping up this broadcast, and I'm going to be handing the keys to the stream over to Kuro, and Kuro will be live handling the production of Masters Coliseum. We're not done. We're gonna keep on going all night long, Poppy, all night long. If you enjoyed this tournament, if you enjoyed the matches that we had, and we had a great tournament, to be honest. Like, it wasn't just Dark versus ByuN, Australia versus Dark. Oh, that was beautiful. Australia versus Dark was the highlight for myself. Ryung versus Australia, also a good matchup. Classic versus Dark, and so many more. Was beautiful, was amazing. GG. GG. Again, this is a weekly tournament, so expect to be seeing more of this on the CranKy Ducklings every single week. There's also the European variant of this tournament. We don't really cast that. We don't really cast the European version, but we do cast the American one. The American one is in less than 12 hours. I want to say 10 hours. 10 hours from this message, we're going to be live with ESL Open Cup Americas. But if you want some more StarCraft, and if you want some more of our casting, then we're going to be live in like 5 minutes with Masters Coliseum. Again, we're just going to be switching switching the stream over and heading on over there. So I'll keep this short. Again, thank you so much for watching. Shout out to Blake Adus for the 100 bits. Thank you so much. We appreciate the support. All the money that we make goes towards the tournaments that we host. So thank you so much. And yeah, if you want to support us, !mark socials, !mark Patreon, all that good stuff. In the chat. I'm gonna be heading off, and yeah, we're gonna be quickly casting some more Masters Coliseum. See you soon. I don't want to miss that.